Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Elliot, and this is a question that I get literally all the time from new people and from just my friends that have never asked me this question before. And it's, what is my favorite bar? And before I start this video, I'm going to disclaimer the crap out of this right now. One, these are just my opinions. These are just my opinions, and they're nobody else's. They're not a reflection on literally anything other than my own thoughts and who I am as a person. Number two, I am not here to talk down on any bar for any reason, and I will explain that as I go along. Obviously, I'm just gonna keep being like that, and you should definitely try every single bar that I'm going to mention right now, because you will get a different experience all the time. And so now that I've said that, let's get into this. My favorite, okay, so I'll walk you through like a brief version of everywhere that I've gone. I started at Tuesday in Cahoots, moved to Friday in Cahoots, moved to Wednesday in Cahoots, moved to the Ranch. At the same time that I started going to the Ranch, I was also going to Montana's. When I stopped going to Montana's, I started going to the Derby for the last 3 Sundays or 2 Sundays that they had it. At which point I then started going to the Yost while also still going to the Ranch, while sometimes going to in Cahoots. When the Yost shut down, I started going to the Ranch as well as Cowboy Country. When I went to Cowboy Country and the Ranch, I was then also going to, I made a couple trips to both Branding Iron and Borderline. I went to Vegas once, and I went to Revolver and what was then Stoney's. I'm not sure what it's called now, but those are the country bars that I've been to. That is literally the entire timeline of every single country bar I've ever been to. Details. So this entire video blog is, again, my own opinions. And it's going to sound very backwards, in the sense that it's kind of like when you learn a dance that's easy because it's easy, and then you start hating the same dance because it's easy when you start getting better. But you're in different portions of life, and that's what country barring is. Or at least that's what it is for me. I like and dislike every club that I go to for different reasons at different times of my life. Not going to get into it, but being a single person that's looking to be in a relationship, that is a factor that some people don't have. I started going to Tuesday in Cahoots when I didn't know anything. I literally didn't know any dance. I didn't know how the structure works. I didn't know anything. I love the place because I didn't know anything. And on Tuesdays, it's a lot slower than their Fridays. And so you don't feel as intimidated to be there and to learn and whatnot. They have $2 tacos. They have, what's it called? Karaoke on the patio. They have super cheap drinks, and it's just a really comfortable, easy place to learn. If you want to learn how to two-step, there's an amazing selection of people that actually two-step pretty well on a Tuesday, just like older people. When I started getting better, I started realizing that Tuesdays were really slow, and so I started going to Fridays, which were really cool because there were more people and there was a more diverse selection of people. There were older people, there were younger people. It was a really good mix of different people. When I started going Fridays, the thing that stopped me was the fact that I was seeing the same people, and just, like, going back into my I'm a single person, there wasn't enough of a rotation of people because I was at this point only going to In Cahoots. So I was seeing regulars all the time, and like the slow trickle of new people, of just random new people, but it wasn't enough for me, I guess. At which point I decided to go on Wednesday In Cahoots, which is freaking insane. If you ever want to go to the most ridiculous amount of people you can ever fit into a room, go to Wednesday In Cahoots. Now, the single side of me will always love Wednesday In Cahoots. The dancer side of me is the reason why people try to stay away from Wednesday In Cahoots, because you can't. It is ridiculous packed with just a million people. And so if you're there to socialize and meet new people, then it is amazing, because it is a literal revolving door of like 500 people, and like it's crazy. But people who don't, like, are not trying to be in a relationship or anything, or who don't care about that, they just kind of hate it. But like, on the flip side of that, it has a lot more energy than most other clubs, because it just feels like a really, really big party. But then again, like I'm gonna say, some people don't like that, and they don't like the loudness, and they don't like the upbeat tone of it. But that's what it is, and that's why you would want to go. When I started going to the ranch, it was because when I was going to In Cahoots all the time, I started knowing all the dances, and I started becoming bored, because I was noticing all the same dances all the time. The first time I ever went to the ranch, it was crazy because because I felt like a badass because I was going to In Cahoots all the time, and when I went to the ranch, there were full sets that I didn't even know. It was just crazy. It was insane to me. There were just literal, like, full sets of dances that I just didn't even know any of the dances, and it's because there was a set that I just titled Ranch Dances, and it's just all of the lessons that they've taught there over the course of however long it's been open, and it was just a bunch of dances that I would have never done it In Cahoots. And that's when it occurred to me that places are club specific, that there are other places that do other dances. The ranch is incredibly high class. It's really high end. It is the most high end bar you will ever be, which means drinks are more expensive. There are rules and regulations to things that you can do and not do, and more so than any other bar, which is why a lot of people don't like it. They don't like being constricted by rules and whatnot. But see, on the flip side of that, the ranch is the cleanest place and the most well-organized place you will ever go to, ever. Somebody being drunk on the dance floor and making a ruckus, everybody points that person out, and it is just so obvious, and that person is immediately taken off the floor. They get flashlit, they get something. Now, that person is then gonna not like the ranch because he can't do whatever he wants, or he or she can't do whatever she wants. But then you have a well-organized floor that's always clean and always, like, you go to other places and that don't have these kinds of rules, the floor is sticky. Like people that are, just randomly on the dance floor, just doing whatever, bumping into people, and you get complaints like that, but then they don't understand that it's because you guys don't have any rules, or your rules are just much more lax than what they are at the ranch, because they are just so up on it. And so those are like the two reasons why you would go or not go. Montana's, I loved when I first started going. One, because it was close to me. It was just a really close distance. And the other reason being because I already knew every single dance that they ever did there. And so I would go and just be a badass, like at freaking every set. The problem with that was that I started to realize that all of their sets tend to be the same. They do the same line dances to the same songs. It got to a point where their freestyle sets are their best sets. Because we started to get in touch with the DJ, and we gave him new songs that he could play to during his freestyle sets, which were line dances, and then we could do like amazing, crazy, ridiculous line dances there. Montana's will always hold a special place in my heart because, again, as a single person, and so Montana's will always have a special place in my heart. Because I just like the people there and the fact that everybody needs help. And I have the ability to do that. But this is an entirely different video. You understand where I'm going with that. And this is not that video. So, Branding Iron currently might be my favorite place that I can't go to. That's only because I don't have a car right now, and it's really hard to get to. It's like 50 miles from my work. It's really far. I wish it were closer, but it's not. And that place is insane. They have a large quantity of their own choreographers, more so than anywhere down here. Carrie is like the big one from the ranch. And so she produces her own dances. I've introduced some of my friends into the choreography world. Cowboy Country, I would feel, is like the next best place for that. Jessica, Haley, Michael, Noah, just all of those guys have choreographed dances, and Branding Iron has their own set of choreographers. Benjamin, Jeremy, Anne Marie, who's the teacher choreographer over there, as well as Leerin, who has choreographed and brought out a lot of dances. Crash and Burn is hers. Branding Iron I love because they changed the entire mold. There's a set of dances that are in every single club, and I call that the 9:30 to close set. Outlaw, Men in Black, God Bless Texas, Good Time, Watermelon Crawl, Redneck Angel, After Party, Chill Factor, Four on the Floor, Fake ID, My Maria. These are all dances that literally every club plays, except Branding Iron. They'll play some of them, but they have so many different dances that they have done that they don't really have time for that. And I admire them so much for being different and for introducing just dances and coming up with things and being able to move that from the 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock period that every other club has into the main, we're gonna do these the whole time, and that's why I really, really like them. I just thought that was really cool that they do that. But it's just really far, and that's just me. If you live close there, go all the time because I feel like that they're super amazing. Cowboy Country is the last bar that I haven't talked about. They have a band every single night. That could be the biggest problem or the greatest thing about them. Once again, because, depending on where you are in life, these things will either bother you or not bother you, or you'll love it or you will not love it. Cowboy Country has a band every single night, which means that half of your sets will be random things that the band decides to play. If the band is amazing, if they're great and they play amazing things, cough, Southern Caliber cough, then your entire night tends to be amazing. because DJ sets will always be good, and Gordy is amazing. If the band plays nothing but beginner things like Slapping Leather, Power Jam, Cupid Shuffle, and then they just do it over and over and over, then your night will, like half of your night will just be real awkward, unless, of course, you're a beginner, at which point then you'd love it. See, everything that I say that's a negative could be a positive for everything. And so it's just again, disclaimer, this is just me and the different stage of life that I am in as a dancer. I love Cowboy Country because they have 3 floors. Not everybody uses the top floor. What's it called? But I love that they have a front floor. They have a main floor. The floor is like oddly shaped. It's not like a rectangle like everywhere else. It's weird. You almost feel like you're gonna fall off. They have a cool like full-length mirror, which is kind of it's a little weird to get used to, but once you do, it's really cool. Cowboy Country has a very like settled down kind of feel to it. It's like that place that you go to. I don't know how to explain this. It's like that place that you go to when you're in your 5th year of marriage and you just kind of want to chill and hang out, and like you're not in that like, you know, like party type lifestyle. You're not into like overtly just running around everywhere. You know, like you just kind of want to chill, hang out, drink a beer, be with amazing, great friends. That's what Cowboy Country is. They tend to play slower songs, or it just feels slower. Like instead of playing things like Work Me, they're playing things like Rock Me, and you know, like that's what Cowboy Country is, and it's just a different vibe than most other clubs. It's very subdued. It's quieter. It's just not to say that it's not fun, but it's just very different. And it's just not this like overtly loud atmosphere of people screaming and running around like some other clubs are. And so if you're just looking to chill and whatnot, then Cowboy Country is absolutely perfect. And that's what it is. Cindy, the teacher over there, is absolutely amazing. So great. One of my best friends in the world. She teaches on Fridays. And so if you ever go on a Friday, tell her I said hi. Gordy is the DJ. He's absolutely amazing. Yeah, but that's it. That's what Cowboy Country is. Hey guys, so I neglected to mention 2 different bars that I've actually been to that, but I guess they weren't in the top of my head because I've only been to them a couple of times. And so you can just take my opinion for whatever, you know, a couple of times would amount to. So I went to Stampede like 3 times. I've been there. It's super far. That one is really, really far. I thought Branding Iron was far. Stampede is like 70 miles from my house or from my work. It's really far. It's essentially, like my review on that would essentially be, it has the most amazing dance floor that I've ever seen anywhere. Literally the best dance floor that I've ever seen. It's crazy. To put this into perspective for you, a lot of dancers could be 2-stepping, you know, country swing style, like whatever, around the dance floor. And they've like fenced off in this weird way, like the center of the dance floor. So at the same time, a lot of like line dancers could be dancing and doing crazy things in the center, all with a super clean floor, and it's insane. The place is obviously super huge, and it's beyond the dance floor. A big part of me felt like it was like In Cahoots version 2. They have like the same dances. They do it to the same songs. A lot of the dances that I learned at In Cahoots, that I've only done at In Cahoots, they did. And so it was a crazy throwback day when I went there. because they were doing all of those, and it was really weird. But I mean, it's just really far, and I feel like I'd go there if it were closer, but it's not. The other place that I have been to like maybe 3 times was Big Shots in Lake Forest, and I went there on special occasions because my friend drove me up there, and we went there, and it was cool. I know everybody over there, and it's the crowd that I met through the Derby and through the Yoast and whatnot, and they're all super amazing line dancers, and that is like the major selling point of that place. It is just a crowd of younger people dancing to amazing, like, different types of music. When I was going to In Cahoots solely, I had the idea that you could probably do country song or country dances to non-country songs. I was hooked up by Greg, who is the main person in that entire world, in the Derby, Yoast, Point, Big Shots world, and he saw my ideas and added me to his entire Gone Country family. And they are just an amazing bunch of people who, at the time, there were pretty much no alternate dances, alternate song choices. That wasn't a thing. And I started losing interest in line dancing because I was doing the same things to the same song. So I just, on my own, came up with random things that I can do alternately. And everybody at the Derby, they were already doing that. And so that's why I started falling in love with them, because they love line dancing so much that they already had that idea and they were already doing it, and they had the platform to do it, and so that's what they do at Big Shots, and it's really, really fun. If you haven't tried it out, you should definitely try it out. The place is a little small and they're getting pretty big. Like in popularity, I've seen like videos and pictures, and they look like they're going off. But if you are like an avid line dancer, definitely check that place out because they will show you things. I remember the very first time I ever went to the Derby. You can watch that video. I'll put a link in the description, I suppose. And it's pretty much how you'll feel when you go to Big Shots. I felt like I was just like this top-notch, like badass dancer again. And when I went to the Derby and they started doing all these faster alternate songs, it was just insane to me, because that's what they do, and all of their line dances are absolutely amazing. So if you are an avid line dancer, definitely check out Big Shots. I've never tried the Point, but I assume that's probably the same as well. To wrap this up, go to every country bar. Don't stay at one. And it's not based on loyalty. Once it starts to become loyalty, like you can only come here, then it starts to get really bad. Go to every country bar because every country bar is different. Every country bar is also different on different nights, so definitely try different nights out, and eventually you'll find something that works for you. Everybody asks me what my favorite country bar is, and that's not even an easy choice because it always changes, and it always changes based on very different things. So who you are as a person and what you're looking for. I didn't even mention this, but I'm not really a two-stepper, so I would never really go to the ranch on a Wednesday, which is their super two-step night. But literally everybody that I ever meet that's a two-stepper, I tell them, go to ranch on Wednesday. And that place is amazing if you're trying to learn how to two-step because everybody's freaking ridiculous. But see, that's what country barring is. It's based on what you're looking for at the exact time and place you are as a person, and what your skill level is, and what you're trying to accomplish, and what you're trying to do. Is it based on wanting to learn new dances? Is it based on wanting to be good at the same dances? Is it based on trying to meet new people? Is it based on trying to get a girlfriend? Is it based on, like all of these different factors will factor into what is your favorite country bar. And so because all of these factors change, you can never really say, this is my favorite country bar. And so I never try to do that, because it's always different, and it changes all the time. And I don't dislike any country bar for any reason. There are just different times in my life where I'm looking for different things, and that's it. So I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys next time.